Todd, second round of the British Championship. An up and down day. First one, I think third corner in on the floor, but you turned it around in race 2, stayed on in the first lap and brought home a solid 5th. Yeah. I suppose you're happy enough with the pace, just if you get a bad start round there, it's very tough.
Yeah, so the first one, I came around the third corner and a stone just came, knocked the goggle strap off, well, the bit that holds the goggle strap on, so I had no goggles from lap 3, so I had to pull in, came from dead last to 16th. At the end of the day, that was just all I could muster in that race, so that was what it was. And then the second one, I was happy enough to get out of the gate in 7th and then come through to 5th. Adamson was just in front of me, I kept catching him and then I just couldn't, it was just one of those tracks where you just follow in the leader a bit, so yeah, I'm happy enough to bounce back, so yeah, one of those days.
And they made track changes to slow it down. I thought that was good personally, but at the same time it really only got rough the second half of the second moto, I would say, and it's so tough to pass, but I suppose it's probably always been hard to pass here.
Yeah, I feel like all they need to do is just make the track wide, because what's happening is the track's only a gazebo wide, and if someone's in the middle of the track, there's no chance we've got no chance in passing. But hopefully one day though, last year was a pretty similar thing, so I'm not slagging it off. It's a brilliant track. It's just that's all I feel like they need to do is just make it wider so we can start using a bit more of the ground. But that is what it is. I'm happy enough. I keep saying it is what it is.
And you've raced in Latvia and the Dutch Nationals so far this year. Can you just talk me through the decision behind going to both those events and how you feel like you performed? I know in the Dutch you'd done 8th or 9th overall, which is pretty good. I can't even remember off the top of my head what you done in Latvia, so you can tell me.
Yeah, Latvia, I think I got 5th overall. That was one of the best tracks I've ever been to. That was like Vulcan's Ward. Maybe not Vulcan's Ward, what's the Lerock?
Okay, yeah, that rough.
Oh, that was cool, yeah. Luckily the races were only 15 minutes plus a lap, so it was
okay. Sprint.
Yeah, so, but at the start of the year everyone's knackered anyway, no one's race fit either, so yeah, went and done that. Really happy with where I was. And then Dutch Masters, that was really a cool experience. I went and done the French race beforehand. That helped us out getting to the meeting and whatnot, and yeah, it was really good, that one. And then Dutch Masters, that's something else. It's, to be honest with you, it's not that much run different to the British, but I would just say it's a bit more smoother. Like here, there seems to be a lot of waiting around at the moment, whereas there they just seem to. I suppose they've got no TV to run, so. Yeah, I mean, that was really cool. I got 2 9ths, which was a bit annoying because I was 8th in the second one. And I was getting blue flagged. Romain Fevre came through, and then just behind there was another Kawasaki rider who I'd been battling with, and I had no idea he was there. So, yeah. But I enjoyed it. 2 9ths was a good result with the field that they have, and obviously it's tracks that they ride all the time. So, yeah, then I'm heading off now to Scottish, and then the day after the Scottish I fly to Thunder Valley. To do an AMA, which is obviously, I ticked that off the bucket list last year, but I was trying not to make excuses, but I was a bit robbed that day, so
I agree.
I'm going to go, I've given it just came back from the Valley there, just to try the new bikes. I'm running 2024 bikes this year, 2025 bike, a little bit different, but yeah, I think it's actually better than the bike I've got, so I'm really happy in that aspect. So yeah, I rode the track 4 days in a row, now we've just got to race it, so yeah, it's all going.
And before we touch on the AMA National, obviously you can't do another Dutch Masters because that series is over. How did the opportunity come about for you to do Latvia, and will you do any more races in Latvia?
So Latvia, my friend Loris Freebergs.
Yes, I know, he used to do SGP.
Yeah, so his son was my teammate at that Lexa team, and I just got on really well with him. And he just offered his own track, so he said, look Brad, I want you to come out if you don't mind, what do you need and whatnot, and I just like, flights and entry will do me, so I flew over there and it was just unreal experience. So he looked after us, hotel and everything was mega, so yeah, and then Dutch Masters, I was out in France and I just thought, the French, be honest with you, the French paid me a little bit of money, and I was like, well, why not just stay out, I'm here already, so yeah, just wanted to tick that one off the box while I can, because one day hopefully I'll be on a team and then they dictate a little bit what I do, but if it makes my life easier, that's exactly what I need, because I'm up there, and I know fine well if I was a bit more full time with it, I would be at least I don't say at least, but yeah, I'll be up there.
Top 3 sometimes.
Yeah.
And the AMA National, obviously you got your first experience last year, but I think you only ended up doing the second moto. Yeah. Hopefully this year you've no hiccups and it can all go smooth sailing, but just what's the level like over there on the tracks over there? You know, you come to a British Championship and then you go over there, it's completely different, you know, everything's a lot bigger.
To be honest with you, a lot of that track is bike set up because it's such high altitude that the bike, like we're doing first gear starts off the grid, and that's like mental. Like you're only running second and third around the track, and it's just the bikes are so slow, but that's the biggest thing. So I don't know if they have the bikes dialed better or whatnot, because you have to use pump fuel and they have obviously no limit on their fuel rules. So yeah, I mean, I'm not blaming the bike because the level, I would say, is no different to GPs, but you have so many more people. You got 80 riders trying to qualify, and we definitely don't get that in GPs. You know, they're just scraping through with the entries for top 20s half the time. But yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to see him try and get a bit more interest for GPs.
Yeah. And you mentioned there how difficult it is not being full time. You do assume you work, and obviously you've got a privateer setup. Just what's that like when you're battling against a Dave Thorpe Honda? It's one of the best privateer bikes in the world, and a few other good bikes out there. It must be pretty tricky.
I mean, I started up my own business doing lots of installation, and that's been the biggest blessing, because the year before I wasn't able to really manage time and nothing, but now I can sort of tie in the work with my bikes, so I try and ride at least once a week through the week, and that's the biggest thing, because if I could ride a lot more, I feel like that's what holds me back a little. I don't want to say hold me back, because I'm obviously doing alright, but I just feel like, you know, at the end of that race there, I'm starting to get out of breath, and I know it's not really, I shouldn't be doing that. But when I've been full time in the past, I've been really strong at the end of the race in some cases, and it's just, that's what I would like to just, at least before I hit 30 or whenever things start going downhill when you get older, is just maybe try and get back on a team, give it 100%, and I'm not sat in the pub going, oh well, I would have been this. But
and any interest in doing Matterdy racing, and if not there, maybe a wild card at a different GP, or definitely not? Hopefully Matterdy though. Yeah,
I'm going to do Matterdy. I've just went and spoke to a Pico, Dylan from a Pico, to ask if I can borrow the bigger tank, because that's the only snag with the Hondas, is you need a bigger tank to do the GP. So get the carbon tank on it, and then as far as I'm aware, it's just literally book the entry now and get going. So, and sort my licences and whatnot, so that's another expense.
And any other GPs, or just Matterdy at the minute? Or maybe EMX Open at Lommel even, that would be a good one?
I did look into that, but I'll just see how I feel at the time, because obviously we're doing America and it's Blacks. I've just got a lot of things that I've decided to do this year. Obviously I've just been approached today to do an Irish race. You'll remember the name of that?
Mark Galloway.
Yeah, so you know, they're good little races for me, and they're just easy, whereas going to the GP, I don't really have the funding to go out and, you know, boats and all this, so we'll just see where I am. And
you mentioned, last question, you mentioned getting on a team. Have you had any interest coming into this season or the season before about a team? I mean, you're running top 5 there, so you shouldn't be too far away.
You know, I've had one, but it's just, obviously with the way my situation is that I haven't really came from the background of someone helping me out or being able to pay onto teams, so I've got to try and, it's got to be a deal that's right for me at the end of the day, and you know, that's the hardest bit, but I don't see why, if they can get the support, I'm hoping people can get behind. Well, it depends, there might be other teams come, I don't know, it's so early in the season that we just, you know, I might end up going some total different direction than where I'm planning at the moment, so we'll see what happens. But
perfect. Well, thank you for your time and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.